Hey, what's up guys? I'm Serhan Ayhan. I'm from Queens, New York, and today I'm going to show you how to make a bar pie in an Ooni Volt. I'm going to make this in a 10-inch pan, and we want to oil the pan so the dough doesn't stick while it's baking. You don't need too much, just enough to coat the bottom, the sides a bit. I like to use a neutral oil, something like canola, soybean. I don't want to impart too much olive oil type of flavor in this. Let's dust our work surface a little bit. This is a 10-ounce dough ball. You can do smaller, it can go as low as maybe 7.5. So we're gonna grab a rolling pin. So bar pie, well, it's in the name, right? So you hear bar pie, right? And this is a kind of pizza that goes really well with a drink. As you can see, it's a smaller pizza. So you'll have a slice of bar pie in one hand, your drink in the other. A cheddar is a saltier cheese, so a saltier food is gonna make you want to drink more beer. We're going for a thinner pizza on this, something that's a little crispy. So a dough docker is gonna help us achieve that. Okay, we can get this in the pan. So if you use a smaller dough ball, you're gonna have to push this out a little more, right? If you find that the dough is snapping back, leave it alone for 5 to 10 minutes, let the gluten relax, come back to it, and keep pushing it out. Okay, so now we're gonna add our sauce. You don't need to go too crazy with this, just enough. I like to go to the edges on this. So for the cheese blend, I like to use a blend of white cheddar and low moisture mozzarella, about a 2-to-1 blend. Just be mindful, the more sauce and cheese you put, the longer of a bake you might have. I like to go to the edge here. So what you're gonna see after this bakes, we're gonna have the cheese caramelizing on the edges. It's kind of like the best part of a grilled cheese. If you're familiar with Detroit style pizza, that also has like a thicker version of this caramelization. A lot of people call it a frico crust. So this is ready to go in the oven. We're gonna bake it in the Ooni Volt. So we're gonna do a temperature check. We're at 550. I really like that you can set the bottom and top elements on this. I want a little more bottom heat for this so we get a nice crispy bottom. And we're gonna pop this in the oven. I'm noticing a bubble in the middle of my pie. So if that happens, don't worry, you can pop it. I'm gonna do that real quick and then pop this back in the oven. You don't want a bubble because that's gonna be an empty cavity on the bottom of your crust. And for this pie, we want a nice crispy crust. We're gonna pop this back in. Because we opened the oven, we've lost some temperature, so this can affect our ultimate bake time. So this is beeping and it's telling me it's ready, but I'm gonna look at this to see if I'm comfortable with how far it's baked. I'm actually gonna give it maybe another minute before I take it out. Okay, so let's take it out of the oven. Let's fish this out of the pan. Remember, we oiled this so it didn't stick to the dough. So we have some pretty good color on the bottom here. What I'm gonna do, and this is pretty common for this style, is we're gonna pop this back in the oven without the pan, finish it off, and get some nice color on the bottom. I'm gonna set this to 2 minutes, and you know what, let's focus on the bottom here. So if I want more heat on the bottom, I could just use this dial, set to the bottom. If I want more on the top, turn it to the right, that's gonna give us more top heat. All right, it's 2 minutes. Let's take this out. There we go. Got some nice color now. It's nice and caramelized. It's gonna be a really crispy pizza. Okay, while this is still hot, let's finish it off with some pecorino romano. Yeah, you hear that crunch? And you can share this with a friend, you can eat the whole thing, up to you. It's a little darker than I usually like it, but it's still really good. Can't wait to eat it. This is great.